Thanks to anyone joining us right now, live online. Getting ready to start our television broadcast. First event about to get underway. This is the girls 4x800 meter relay. I'm going to be saying that again momentarily for our television broadcast. I think we're getting started down there on the right. Yep, you got it. You got it. Love you. I can't hear what he's saying. What? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think we were doing, but
national anthem.
Ready? No, I know. I didn't think we were going to do one.
Okay.
Hello and welcome into the James R. Selby. All right, let's start that over.
Yeah.
Thank goodness live stream that we can start over on television. Hello, welcome into JTV's broadcast of the James R. Selby Memorial Track and Field Classic, the annual event which serves as an all-star showcase for Jackson area track athletes. We're here on hand to broadcast the event, and we thank anyone joining us live online on jtv.tv. This is the annual All-Star Showcase for Jackson area athletes, and teams have gathered here at Withington Community Stadium outside of Jackson High School. They gather here each year at the end of May to see who the best sprinters, distance runners, throwers, jumpers, and vaulters are. Pat, what an exciting event, and we're underway here with the 4x800 girls relay.
Yeah, it's an exciting time, Gabe. We get to see the best athletes in the county. This girls 4x800 should be a great race. They're just about ready to complete the first lap. Looking for Parma Western. They've got the best time in the county this year. I'm looking for them really to set the pace. Lumen Christi should be a close second. We've got Concord, Manchester, Napoleon, and Stockbridge also in the race. Should be exciting to see.
Already have destroyed 400 meters. Good pace so far here to get things underway.
Interesting to watch the strategy. We've got, looks like Napoleon just now making a run at for the lead early.
Neck and neck, the front runners. Things getting spaced out quickly. Dangerous position for the back of the pack. That third runner there still in good position to overtake. What'll be interesting to see is as they change off, which runners pace up their team and get them closer to the lead of the pack.
As they come around the for a second lap, they'll be handing off to their teammates. It was actually Lumen Christi there in second place. I thought that was Napoleon.
Lumen Christi falling behind here a little bit towards the end of this second lap, and a big, big lead underway there. Lumen gets the change. Now Western.
Western with the fastest time, like I mentioned, in the county this year. They're currently in third place. Look for them to inch closer with each passing lap. Looks like all 6 teams have successfully completed their first handoff. 800 meters in.
Good start to the day. Had fun watching the field events earlier.
Yeah, absolute showcase. I enjoyed the boys high jump. I was anxious to see if a record would be set. JTV's own Andy Hawley has the James R. Selby Classic all-time record at 6'9". Nobody got close this year, so Andy can rest easy. His record lives on another year.
6'9". It's not much taller than he is. Lap 3, steady pace underway here.
You see Western has closed the gap, actually moved into second place.
Uh-oh, here she comes.
Very strong second leg there for Western.
Looking to overtake that first place runner right now as they enter lap number 4. They've already completed 1,200 meters of this distance run.
And there Western has moved in front. That's where we expected them to be. See if Lumen Christi can move up from third to second. Concord, Manchester, Napoleon, and Stockbridge also in this race.
And I believe that is Brooklyn from Stockbridge who's in second place there. Way out front for Parma Western, Maddie Humphreys right now. Lumen Christie in third, Marcy Rogers. Western Panther way out front trying to keep that lead rolling.
What an impressive leg that is right there for Western. Started third when she was handed the baton. Made up all the distance and actually gave her team quite a lead.
Riley Robertson takes the handoff, and boy, is she off to the races here in lap 5. Bolting ahead already. She has got some speed. That's electric.
Riley comes from a very athletic family. Her father, Scott Robertson, probably one of the premier athletes ever out of Jackson County. Went to Northwest High School. She's got a sister on the soccer team for Western as well. She's going to kick up the pace here, extending that distance.
Already has quite the lead. And now moving into second place, Lumen Christie High School. Willie Beebe overtaking the third place runner. Battle for third and fourth may be underway shortly. Caitlin Walker being pressured from behind right here. This is event number 11 on the day. 10 different field events unfolded before this. Pole vault, high jump, long jump, discus, and shot put.
Lumen Christie looks to be making up a little ground. Stockbridge is going to finish this lap in third place.
Pace and speed starting to play a factor right here. We are now in lap number 6. Western way out front, Riley Robertson, but a little bit of pace cut down there. Jackson Lumen Christie getting some meters back. That's Lily Beebe coming up behind Riley Robertson.
Yeah, Robertson's shot out of the gate. I don't know if that was a case of just getting out a little too fast, but she's doing a good job holding that lead.
The bridge has been overtaken on the far side of the track right there.
How about the heart of all these young ladies? Gabe, I don't think you could run 100 meters, let alone 800.
I'm not going to try and pretend I could, but I know I could run further than you, whether that's 20 meters or 30.
I would take you if we were betting. Here we go as we get to the final leg. Lumen Christie with a good kick. Riley Robertson doing a great job, finishing strong. She's going to hand the baton off with a slight lead over Lumen Christie. These are the two teams that we thought it would come down to. Here we go for the final 2 laps.
Pat Lewis is the anchor, and here comes the speed for Parma Western High School, the Panthers. They've had a lead for quite a while, but now we're going to see who they've got at the end of the race to close things off, and the cap looks like it may be the piece de resistance.
She's got a very strong kick.
Right behind her, Allison Rand, and Rand committed to Tennessee. Unbelievable athlete.
D1 athlete out on the track. They come through the stretch. Western's going to have about a 40-meter lead.
Bottom 3 spots. Seeing some shake right there. Stockbridge moving from 5th to 4th place. Napoleon looks to be securely in 3rd for now. Rand remains about the same distance behind the line of Lewis.
Now, Gabe, I know you just want to see a good race, but you have to have a little special place in your heart for the girls from Stockbridge as an alumnus.
A little bit of love for the Bridge. Stockbridge High School, they're actually in 6th place right now, right behind Napoleon. Manchester up in front of them. Manchester in 4th.
Manchester's done a really good job flipping that position. They started out behind the pack.
Lewis rounding the final turn at this moment.
She hasn't broke stride yet. I mean, she started out gangbusters, and she really still looks strong. She's extended that lead over Lumen Christi. Western will take home this 4x800.
What an impressive performance by Lewis. That's what you look for out of an anchor, and she came up huge here. There's got to be a bit of an intimidation factor with somebody who's committed to a school like Tennessee. Allison ran right behind her, and she performed exactly as her team needed her to, anchored very well. Here comes Allison Rand pulling into 2nd place for Lumen Christi right behind Parma. Unbelievable performance out of her here as well today.
Great race.
Concord now finishing. That's Skylar Thompson. Manchester not far behind. Alyssa Smith, the anchor for them.
Alyssa Smith with a beautiful last leg.
Marker, the anchor for the Napoleon Pirates. And Riley Tolson for the Stockbridge Panthers.
Just a very impressive race by all 6 teams. All the girls ran really strong.
And with that, Stockbridge finishing up the 4x800 girls meter relay right there. Very impressive.
Yep, that one went just as the season, their best total. So the race was seeded based on their best performance of the year, and it finished the results just as it was supposed to, I guess. So no surprises. Parma Western, followed by Jackson Lumen Christi, Concord, Manchester, Napoleon, and Stockbridge. In that order, here in event 11, the girls 4x800 meter relay. We're underway. The 2019 James R. Selby Track and Field Classic.
Coming up next, event number 12, the boys 4x800 relay. I'm excited to see Concord, Hanover Horton, Parma Western, Homer, Napoleon, Leslie, Jackson, Lumen Christi, and Jackson Preparatory going at it here at Jackson High School.
Concord, Hanover Horton, Parma Western, Homer, Napoleon, Leslie, Lumen Christi, and Jackson Preparatory.
Boys about to get underway here in the 4x800. Jack Freeman leading off for Concord. Andy Swihart for Hanover Horton. Bernice leading off for Western. Trevor Rangel for Homer. Austin Smith for Napoleon. Jackson Arkles for Leslie. For Lumen Christi, Josiah Dinverno. And for J Preparatory, Daniel Casey.
Should be a very competitive race. We've got Concord with the fastest time so far this year in 8 minutes, 20 seconds. Close behind them, Hanover Horton at 8 minutes, 26 seconds. Parma Western with the 3rd best time in the county this year, 8 minutes, 39 seconds. Should be a very competitive race.
Second, Lumen Christi, 10:21.49. This is champions, team of
And we're nearly done with lap number 1 already. Great pace to start things off. Today's presenting sponsors were Trips Auto Shop, Trips Ceramic Pro, Emmons Service, Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, Heather Herndon, Hampton Funeral Homes, Aspen 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, and America's Preferred Home Warranty.
Big thanks to all of our sponsors making this broadcast possible.
Absolutely. Pat, you know, it means a lot to us as broadcasters. It means a lot to JTV, but I'll tell you who it really means a lot to is the community and these athletes. They get to enjoy this broadcast. We get to be here and make this happen for them, and that's so much fun for us, but we hope it's fun for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a chance to spotlight the county's best athletes you know, their families will enjoy watching the broadcast, hearing their children's names, out there giving their all.
Kind of way out front, Concord's Freeman, showing why they've been continuously turning in the best times.
Look at that kick. Finishing strong.
Good speed, good finish, and here comes the change. It goes off without a hitch. Jonathan Mikovits, runner number 2 for Concord. For Hanover, Dean Reynolds. Logan Coleman for Western. For Homer, Josh Barrington. Alex Darnell for Napoleon and the Pirates. Jackson Casper for the Wesley Blackhawks. Gene Hendrickson for Lumen Christi. And Micah Ortel for Jackson Preparatory. Concord not quite in trouble out there way out front, but boy, gaining up from behind right now. Looks like they're going to lose first place, even if only for a moment. Mikovits, a second runner in Concord's order. And you can see photos of the meet and more on jtv.tv at any time.
Strong second leg so far by Hanover Horton, taking over the lead from Concord.
I'll tell you what, Pat, it was a beautiful day here for track and field. And it's overcast now. What happened?
I think that's good for the runners, though. I was a little bit worried with all that sunlight we had earlier. It was a little warm. I think this is probably going to be perfect weather for them to run in. I know when I used to go out and train and run around Jackson County, I liked a nice overcast day.
Yeah, Pat, it was hot. It was baking, a little bit nasty because of the heat. We now are coming into the third leg of this race. We've already finished off 1,600 meters. Taking that handoff, Donovan Kennedy for Hanover Horton. For Concord, Matt Record. For Western, Jacob Singleton. For Homer, Tyler Landis. For the Pirates of Napoleon, Hugo Gamez. Tyler Heil for Wesley High School. Jackson White for Lumen Christi. And for Jackson Preparatory, Devin Murray.
Well, I tell you what, Concord's got a little bit of room to make up here. They've had the fastest time this year in the county, but right now Hanover Horton has a significant lead just over halfway into the race.
And that's Matt Record coming around that far corner there. Record tailed closely. I'll tell you what, I think it's time to dig into the record book here, Pat.
Yeah, let's take a look. We've already talked about Andy Hawley, JTV's own Andy Hawley.
I think we could give Andy Hawley a hard time all day about his records he set in high school athletics. I never get tired of it.
He was an athlete. Was. He is no longer, but he was an athlete.
Boys 800-meter relay record held by Jackson High School, 1988. Martwan Simpson, Everett Jones, Brian Parker, Ali Shakur.
Here we go. Getting ready for the last leg here, Gabe, in the 4x800 boys. Hanover Horton looking to pull somewhat of an upset. They've had the second best time in the county this year. Concord getting ready to pass off the baton. They came into the race as the favorite. We'll see what they can do in this last leg. Homer right behind them.
The anchor for Concord is Brian Smith. For Hanover Horton, Hunter Miller. For Western, Keegan Sweeney.
It looks like the Kennedy. I think Hanover might have switched it up on us. It looks like Kennedy is the fourth leg out there.
For Homer, Alex Shaw.
Kennedy was a dynamic force on the Hanover Horton basketball team this year.
You're right, that is Donovan Kennedy. I'm working off my sheet here, cheating off of the roster I have in front of me. For the Pirates, Brandon Mitchell. For the Blackhawks, Gavin Weber. Matt Hoop for Lumen Christi. And for Jackson Preparatory, Andrew Mason.
Kennedy, last lap, big lead. Hanover Horton rounding into form right in time for the state meet.
The record for the relay is actually held by Stockbridge High School, set in 2005.
It's got to make you feel good.
Tom DeShay, Brandon Martin, Lucas Snyder, Al Shropshire. That doesn't make me feel that good.
What was their time, Gabe?
7 minutes, 58 seconds.
To put that into perspective, this year's fastest time in the county was 8 minutes, 20 seconds by Concord. Hanover Horton, who's going to win today's race. Kennedy is way out in front. Their fastest time coming in was 8 minutes, 26 seconds.
Wow, Donovan Kennedy finishing strong here. Just feet left in this 3,200-meter feat. And he will finish off strong for the Comets.
Great performance by the Comets. Concord's going to come in a comfortable second. Homer brings up third place, looks like. Good performance by all three.
Very nice 1 through 3.
It looks like Leslie coming up in fourth. Strong kick.
Leslie,
giving it all he's got.
Followed by Western.
Jackson Lumen Christi.
And the Pirates of Napoleon right behind Lumen Christi.
A lot of credit to the Jackson prep team. Still out there hard at work.
Andrew Mason going to finish off this one for them.
I was excited to see Jackson prep represented. You don't always see them have a team in the Selby. But, to have them out here today, that's a big accomplishment for that school.
Yeah, that is nice to see.
Finish strong, young man.
Andrew Mason turning in a pretty good time right there. And indeed, he will finish strong, running right through that line. Very nice. 2 events finished off here in the Selby. Event number 13, the girls 100-meter relays.
Do a good job of keeping this meet organized, huh? A lot going on out there, but they've got this one ready to go. Event number 13, the girls 100-meter hurdles. Catherine Childs, fastest time in the area this year, 16 seconds 35, 16.35. Madeline Campbell, her closest competitor so far this year, 17 seconds. So you got to say Catherine Childs is a prohibitive favorite. Would you say that, Gabe?
I would say so. That's a safe bet.
Anna Burke, Ashlyn Snell, Maisie Nichols, Bryn Miracle, Jalen Hampton, Audrey Dingy, and Tristan Dreyer rounding out the field.
Taking a look back at the results of event number 11, the girls 4x800-meter relay. Parma Western finished first, 10 minutes, 7 seconds. Jackson Lumen Christi second, 10 minutes, 21. Concord third, 10:34. Manchester came in fourth, 10:44. Napoleon in fifth, 10:55. And Stockbridge came in sixth, 11 minutes flat.
Pretty neat scoring system that we have out here. We're able to access live on the online Real-time scoring and timing. Girls are down in the blocks.
And run her way here in the girls' 100-meter hurdles. Pulling out right away, lots of speed. Not too many problems for these runners. One hurdle down and an electric finish.
That was Catherine Childs out there, relatively clean race. That's all. She got the win as expected.
How about the Comets?
They're having a good day. Got a good program out there in Hanover Horton. They're not just a basketball school, Gabe. I know that you kind of came in thinking Hanover Horton.
I like how you put that on me.
Well, you know, Chad Mortimer's your buddy. And you've always thought Hanover Horton was just a one sports school, but they showing out here today in the track and field. Very impressive.
What'd you say his name is?
It's Chad Mortimer. Yep, I got that right. I know
You
in the
got it.
basketball season I did identify one of the best coaches in the history of Jackson area as Scott Mortimer. But thanks for bringing that up.
You can never let it die.
We'll get you the full events of that girls' 100-meter hurdles as soon as it's up online.
Yeah, absolutely. Our competitors again: Catherine Childs, Madeline Campbell, Anna Burke, Ashlyn Schnell, Maisie Nichols, Bryn Miracle, Jalen Hampton, Audrey Dingy, and Tristan Dreyer. Two runners from Vandercook Lake there. They were both Dingy and Dreyer. Napoleon Hampton, Miracle for East Jackson. For Western, Nichols. Schnell for Hanover Horton. They had two runners as well. Childs obviously winning that event. She was seeded number one coming in. Campbell for Grass Lake and Burke for Western. Boys 110-meter hurdle coming right up. Vandercook Lake, Jackson, Western, Homer, East Jackson, Grass Lake, Michigan Center, and Hanover Horton all represented.
Sage Balsita, fastest time in the county this year. Sage representing Vandercook Lake here tonight. And I would assume all season.
That's a fair assumption.
Looks like we've got 8 runners down.
They're underway. We lost a lot of hurdles there. Early lead and some trouble. Oh, looked like they might have been overtaken there by Hanover.
Not nearly as clean as what the girls' race was. A lot of hurdles down, as you said.
First of all, girls and boys 1,600-meter run.
I believe that was Balsita with Vandercook Lake that crossed the line first. How about the results of that girls' 100 hurdles, Gabe? Do we got them up yet?
Skipping back, we do have the results of that ladies' 100-meter hurdle. Obviously, Catherine Childs came in first there, as you saw, 17 flat for Hanover Horton. Madeline Campbell for Grass Lake, 17 3/10. 17 33/10 coming in for Western was Anna Burke. Ashlyn Schnell representing Hanover Horton with 17 seconds and 6/10 of a second. For East Jackson, 17 and 7/1 of a second was Bryn Miracle. Maisie Nichols for Western with 18:07, 19:01 out of Napoleon, Jalen Hampton. Audrey Dingy from Vandercook Lake, 20 and 1/10 of a second, and with 20 and 14/10 of a second out of Vandercook Lake, Tristan Dreyer. Those are your final results on the girls' 100-meter hurdles. Skipping back to the boys 4x800 meter relay, we do have the results in on that, so I'm going to go over those really quickly. Hanover Horton came in first, 8 minutes, 16 seconds. Concord coming in second, turning in a 8-minute and 28-second performance. Homer in third with an 8-minute and 37-second performance. Leslie in fourth, they turn in an 8-minute and 49-second performance. Coming in fifth, Western, the Panthers, turning in an 8-minute and 52-second performance. Jackson Lumen Christie turned in just about a 9-minute performance. They finished with 8 minutes and 57 seconds. Napoleon, 9 minutes flat, and Jackson Preparatory coming in at 9:38. And here's event number 15, the girls' 100-meter dash. A big lead for Amani Newell. She is way out front for Jay High, and what a performance out of her right there.
Beautiful race. She came in as the favorite with the fastest time in the area. She did not disappoint. These are the glamour races here at track and field, the 100-meter dash. Wonderful performance there. Amani Newells. Looked like Asia Patton, I believe, is going to come in second, giving Jackson High the sweep of the top two spots. We'll have to see on the official score.
That number 16 coming up momentarily. The boys' 100-meter dash.
One of your favorite athletes, Micah Kretzinger, a football player from Jackson High, right here in this very stadium, Gabe. Probably your all-time favorite call. Kretzinger made an incredible interception return for a touchdown. Your call is still one of my favorites. But
that's a call that'll live on because it was affected by the outcome of the game.
Just an absolutely spectacular play. This should be a great race. We've got Micah Kretzinger, Jalen Case, Weston Witek, Sid Varlin, Scott Crutchfield, Henry Worley, Josh Sharp, Ian Devine, and Orlando Trader.
Waiting for the start. Tension building. There's the firing signal, and they are off. Micah Kretzinger doesn't have the lead right now. He's pushing for it. There's the horsepower. Who's going to come away with first? Oh, my goodness. That was tight, and they needed the camera on that one.
That is a photo finish. We'll have to see. I don't believe Kretzinger got there.
Wow, that was unbelievable.
Anyone other than Kretzinger or Case would be considered an upset here, just based on fastest times this year. What a great race that was. Probably the most exciting 11 and a half seconds in sports, Gabe, that 100-meter dash.
Quick flashback to the 110-meter hurdles for the boys. Sage Balsito won for Vandercook Lake, 15.73 seconds. Colby Mulca High for Jackson, 15.82. David Dustin for Western, 16.25. Also out of Western, Daniel Dustin, 16.58, came in fourth.
Twin brothers.
Unbelievable. And what a close performance.
3 and 4.
Back-to-back. Devin Varela out of East Jackson, 16.67 seconds to finish there for Grass Lake. Jack Easterday, 17.64 seconds. Cordell Hurd for Vandercook Lake, 17.71 seconds. Alex Grant representing Homer, 18.12. And Ethan Prokos for Michigan Center finished in 18.17 seconds in the boys' 110-meter hurdles. Still waiting on the results of the girls' 100-meter dash. As soon as those are in, I'll be sure to share them with you. Real quick, want to give a big shout out and a huge thanks to our sponsors for making this broadcast and coverage of the James R. Selby Memorial Track and Field Classic possible. Huge thanks to Trips Auto Shop and Trips Ceramic Pro, Emmons Service, Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, Heather Herndon, Hampton Funeral Homes, Aspen 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, Aspen 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, and America's Preferred Home Warranty for making this broadcast possible.
Beautiful night for track and field.
I thought you were going to make fun of me there for a minute.
No, Gabe, I think, as I've told you many times, I think you've got all the talent in the world. And we here in the Jackson community, we here at JTV are just lucky to have you along with us here for a couple years until you're on your way to national fame, the broadcasting booth. It is a passion of yours, and I do believe you have the talent to go all the way, Gabe. So you always think I'm making fun of you.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you say to
it's-
somebody who's saying that to you on television?
It's genuine. I think you've got the passion and
I need
skill.
some help. AJ, can you make him stop? AJ's our producer here today.
Boy, talk about AJ, his production, second to none. This JTV crew is outstanding. They've brought us an all-star cast and crew here. Not only are the best athletes in Jackson County represented, but we've got Gabe Schray on the mic, without a doubt, one of the best. And then our production. Why don't you go ahead and run through all their names?
I do appreciate that. Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Brandon, Noah, and AJ who are here with us today. This is a good time to talk about that. There's not a lot of times on JTV we get to step back and say, hey, look at what JTV does. I mean, of course, yeah, JTV does do that. We do that with the Bart Hawley show, and we do, to some degree, you have to plug yourself and say, hey, we're doing great things over here, but it's nice to get that opportunity to do it myself because I see it from a different perspective. I'm in other markets working with other television stations and other people who are producing great content. And what JTV does for Jackson County, the Jackson area as a whole, is unbelievable. It's something that can't be replicated in another market in this day and age. Bart Hawley and the Hawley family have built an unbelievable product, a pro-Jackson product, a pro-community product. It's just unreal. And the guys who make it happen, they're so talented, so underrated. And I really wish that there was some way that everyone who loves and enjoys JTV could see the guys who make it happen for them, because they come together and put this unbelievable product, unbelievable show on time and time again. And it's just a blast to be a part of it. I'm really grateful that we have this right here where I grew up and I can come back and be a part of it time and time again. It's really cool.
Yep, every time I get to put on the headphones and talk into the microphone, I'm thankful. It's a great opportunity to showcase Jackson as a community and our athletes here tonight. Girls are in the blocks for the 4x200 meter relay. Hanover Horton, Jackson Northwest, Jackson High, Parma Western, Vandercook Lake, East Jackson, and Springport, with Hanover Horton having the fastest time so far this year.
And this one is going to be a quick one. Buckle your seatbelt, folks.
Hanover Horton's fast time of the year, 1 minute, 48 seconds, 1/10. Jackson Northwest, just 0.02 of a second behind them. Should be an amazing race between Hanover Horton and Jackson Northwest.
Turn on the afterburners. Panthers trying to overtake here.
That's Ashley Oliver, wonderful three-sport athlete out there at Western. Great leg for her, get a clean handoff, and Western's got a good chance here.
Battling for first place right now. We're already almost into the final leg of this race. Results are in for the 100-meter dashes, so we'll go over those in just a moment. At the conclusion of this girls' 4x200-meter relay. Pat, there's the final exchange.
Wow.
Burst of speed.
It looked like she was shot out of a cannon.
Holy cow. She could be gone.
Unbelievable speed out of the gate.
Maybe overtaking right here. And it looks like she's going to seal it up. Who's got the afterburners to last? What a race and what a finish for these programs.
That was Northwest.
Neck and neck from start to finish here on JTV, Pat.
Hard to call that an upset with only 0.02 of a second separating them and Hanover Horton. But I believe Jackson High was able to sneak up there and get second place.
I thought we might see the overtake there, but we did not.
Gabe, who was the runner for Northwest on that fourth leg? I can't quite see the...
The runner for Northwest on that fourth leg was right there was, I believe that was Gabriel Reynolds.
I tell you what, when she took that baton,
she was gone.
She absolutely flew. That first 25 meters that she ran probably made all the difference in how that race ended up. You talked about her almost getting overtaken there, but that separation she was able to create, that smooth transition with the baton, you know, that plays a big part in these relay races. The smooth transition makes a big difference.
Pat, some athletes just have a burst that is unbelievable to watch and so impressive, so much fun to bear witness to in person. And that right there out of Gabriel Reynolds is exactly what you come to the track to see. So impressive.
It was.
It's now time for the boys 4x200 meter relay. I really want to try and sneak those results of the 100 meter dashes in. Jackson, Parma Western, Springport, Grass Lake, East Jackson, and Leslie running in event number 18. Again, that's the boys 4x200 meter relay. Taking a look back at the girls 100 meter dash, Jackson claiming first and second. Monty Newells 12.14. Asia Patton 12.55. For Manchester at 12.60 is Jaden Humphrey. Kylie Baldwin out of Intercook Lake with 13.17 seconds. Leslie with 13.59. That was Chantel Rees running for them. Jessie Phillips out of Manchester finishing in 13.73 seconds. Just 0.2 later. 0.2 of a second. Unbelievable. 13.75. East Jackson's runner, Ariel Johnson. Tessa Watson out of Intercook Lake finishing in 13.89. And in 14 seconds, flat out of Homer was Brooke McCone.
This race coming up here, Gabe, the boys 4x200. We've got four teams, Jackson, Parma Western, Springport, and Grass Lake, separated on their season best time by less than half a second. Well, just over half a second. This will probably be the most competitive.
I'm going to give you a hint on who won the boys 100. It might have been the greatest 100-meter relay I've ever seen. Or dash, excuse me.
Micah Kretzinger, folks, was able to hold off. From our vantage point up here, I didn't think he got to the line on time, but they've got the camera and the great timing system down there. So why don't you run through those results for us, Gabe?
Okay, I'm just going to do the first two. 11.33 out of Jackson, Micah Kretzinger. 11.34 out of Northwest, Jalen Case.
Wow, a 100th of a second.
100th of a second. That's unbelievable. Boys 4x200 meter relay about to get underway. Underwaiting the signal here.
Again, this is potentially the most competitive race we'll see tonight. We're going to have four teams separated by right about a second in all likelihood. So you got Jackson, Parma Western, Springport, Grass Lake, East Jackson, and Leslie will have their work cut out for them as they're about 5 or 6 seconds behind on the season best. But still, great times.
Reed leading things off for Jackson, Devine for Western, Berger for Springport, Crutchfield for Grass Lake, Brown for East Jackson, and for Leslie, that's Kitchen Bangert. And they're already about to change off. Second runners here in this race. Mulcahy, Embry, Jonas, Canning, Cook, and Dubose. There's the change, and now they're on the move still. Oh, boy, is that a Western Panther?
It's Taluki for Western, I think.
Wow, that is speed. Neck and neck right there with Springport. Here's the change. Western still out in front. Being overtaken right now. This one is also coming down to the wire. Western in second place. Let's see how these final changes go. Has anyone got a burst like the one we saw in the last event?
Yes, they do.
Oh, boy.
Both Jackson High and Western in this closing leg.
How will they come out of the turn?
Look at this. It's going to get close.
15 feet separate them. Jay High's runner will not be stopped. Orlando Trader is gone. Jackson High wins the 4x200 meter relay. What an impressive showing by the Vikings.
Vikings had 4 strong legs there. Great race. I thought for a second down the stretch Western was going to have a chance to make another photo finish, but Trader just did a great job finishing strong.
Taking a look now at the boys' 100-meter dash results that we have timed. Josh Sharp was the third-place finisher at 11:49, running for Concord. Also for Jackson, hey, it's Orlando Trader who just finished that one off strong for the Vikings. He finished with 11:52 in the boys' 100-meter dash. For Western at 11:55, Sid Varland also at 11:55, tying him at a Grass Lake. Weston Quietek, Scott Crutchfield at a Grass Lake, coming in 7th place in 11:72. Out of Western, in 8th, Ian Devine finished in 11:72. Boy, oh boy, we are going back-to-back on times. Then 11:75 for Manchester, Henry Worley. Results are in on times for the girls 4x200 meter relay and 1:48 Jackson Northwest. Coming up with a win in first place, Julia Warnick, Rhea Mitchell, Sydney Schaefer, and Jacario Reynolds getting the win right there. In second, Jay High. They finished in 1:49 and 1/10 of a second. Also in 1:49 and 6/10 of a second, Hanover Horton. Western in 1:51. East Jackson in 1:53. Vandercook Lake in 1:56. And in 2 flat, Springport. The next event, it's actually event number 19, is the girls' 1,600 meter run.
Riley Robertson, we've heard her name called already a couple times. Fastest time in the area this year at 5 minutes, 20 seconds. A couple of Lumen Christie runners, Allison Rand and Faith Smith, second and third fastest times this year.
And they're underway.
1,600 meter run, Gabe. That's 4 times around the track. What do you think about that?
I think that's a long way. My mile time is about 45 minutes.
Gotta believe you're fudging that one just a little bit.
It's about 49. You're right. You caught me.
Interesting to see the strategies that the different girls take here with the 4 laps. Some of them like to get out there a little bit faster, establish that lead. See what style wins out. Robertson Riley, Allison Rand, Faith Smith, Mary Bradshaw, Kaylee Sandoval, Haley Ellis from Leslie, Mary Lamb from Jackson Northwest, Abby Dodd from Parma Western, Chrissy Johnson, Hanover Horton, Caitlin Smilowski from Napoleon, Molly Latimer from Manchester, Allison Hoop from Jackson Lumen Christie. Lumen Christie well represented with 3 runners in this race.
And the Leslie Blackhawk in second right now, right behind that Panther, Riley Robertson. One away here in the girls' 1,600 meter run. We've already covered the results of the girls' 4x200 meter relay. It's time for the boys' 4x200 meter relay results. Jackson finishing in first in 1:34. That's the team of Dektrick Reed, Kobe Mulcahy, Miles Davis, and Orlando Trader. Orlando, that strong finish, giving them a win by just 1 second over Parma Western, who finished in 1:35. Grass Lake finished in 1:36. Springport in 1:37. The Blackhawks in 1:38. And East Jackson in 1:39. Blackhawk runner surrendering second place right there, dropping back to third.
Coming in front of the grandstand for the second time. Riley Robertson's looking strong out in front.
Kaylee Sandoval is in second right now.
Earlier today in the girls' pole vault, it was Clara Rector from Hanover Horton getting the win. In the boys' pole vault, Luke Walton from Northwest was able to clear the highest height. We don't have girls' high jump. Bella Del Piaz from Jackson Christian. Jordan Taluki won the boys' high jump from Parma Western. Nearing the far turn, Riley Robertson still out front for Parma Western here in the girls' 1,600-meter run.
Robertson's so impressive, that pacing, so consistent. She just looks so unfazed.
And she's already ran a couple times tonight.
It's unbelievable to think that this is a competitive race because she looks like she's just casually jogging.
Not breathing hard yet. 400, just over 400 meters to go.
I'm getting tired watching. I might have to lie down after this.
I didn't want to say that, but was my exact thought. I'd be one and done if I was out there, I'll tell you that.
Sandoval in second. Behind her, Ellis. Looks like Abby Dodd is in fourth. They're covering results from the field events right now. We're going to go over some of the results, some of the champions of session 1 and field events during the boys' 1,600 meter. Pat Robertson's still way out front. Sandoval is not far behind, though.
Sandoval has made up a little bit of ground. Once they make that final turn for home, where they're going to try to kick up the speed just a little bit, this is probably where those legs are really starting to burn, and it's just all about the heart and fighting through that pain. Sandoval has started her kick. Here she comes.
Sandoval turning on the horsepower. Robertson finishing strong, and she looks like she has a whole other gear.
Yeah, Robertson was holding off a little bit, I think, until she felt Sandoval coming up, and she finishes strong. Just an unbelievable effort by both of those girls. But Riley Robertson's going to take the win.
And they finish with impressive times.
I earlier credited Riley Robertson's mom, her dad, Scott Robertson, for giving her all of her athletic genes. I've been corrected via social media that the Robertson family athletic genes actually come from their mother. So I apologize. Just wanted to get that out there when the audience, I've been corrected.
You're wrong.
Yeah. I thought Scott was the athlete of the family. It turns out his wife is a much better athlete.
We'll take a break before we get into the boys' 1,600-meter run. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Track and Field on JTV and JTV Sports.
And
Welcome back here on JTV and JTV.tv. I'm Gabriel Schray, Pat O'Dowd here alongside me, and we are excited to be here with you, bringing you the James R. Selby Memorial Track and Field Classic. It has been exciting so far, and now underway. This is event number 20 on the day, the boys' 1,600-meter run. Micah Beauregard had the best qualifying time for the Stockbridge Panthers, starting off first. Andrew Frome from Vandercook Lake second. Alex Shaw third from Homer. From Western, Aaron Miller. From Jackson Northwest, Bryce Alfred. From Lumen Christi, Josiah Denverno. From Homer, looks like Tyler Landis. Also from Stockbridge, Ron Tolson. From Hanover Horton, Noah Flint. Keegan Sweeney out of Western, and out of Manchester, Devin McKenzie and Hugo Gamez. And they are qualifying 9th through 12th. So exciting to see how these runners that are on the track right now will finish.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Beauregard and Frome, two of the premier athletes in Jackson County. Frome has been running his whole life. He's been 5 seconds behind so far for his best time this year, but I think you're going to see him make up some ground on Micah Beauregard. Gabe, you remember Andrew Frome, freshman basketball player out at Vandercook Lake. We did a game out there, and he hit 4 3-pointers in a row.
I do remember.
He was firing from darn near half court, and
he was shooting from Napoleon, Michigan.
Yeah, we asked.
He was shooting from Adrian. He was behind my back door.
We had requested to see a shot from along, and it was almost like he heard us.
I remember that moment. Yeah.
Forward.
I can't remember if you said it or I did, but we made a joke. Hey, he looked like he was going to pull up from very far, and then he passed it away. And one of us jokingly said, man, I want to see him shoot it from out there. And lo and behold, the next possession, he shot one from darn near 80 feet. I mean, it was unbelievable. He delivered that thing like a howitzer across the court, and he hit 4 in a row.
And there goes Frome to the front of the pack. He was running mid-pack. Apparently he wants to be out in front here for the last 2.5 laps.
Things are tight right now in this race.
Aaron Miller pulls in front.
Only 3 runners not up in the main part of the pack. Rounding the far corner and on the far stretch now. 3 runners out in front of everyone else.
That's Beauregard sitting in third, correct, Gabe? Stockbridge.
I can't tell if Beauregard is in third or fourth. I believe he is indeed in third. I think you're right. Right now they're going over times for the girls' 1,600-meter run. Riley Robertson winning, coming in first. Kaylee Sandoval in second, as you saw. Haley Ellis in third. Abby Dodd in fourth. Chrissy Johnson in fifth. Mary Lamb in sixth. Molly Latimer in seventh. Melanie Pickett finishing in eighth, and Caitlin Smolowski in ninth. That's Parma Western, Grass Lake, Wesley. Western again, Hanover Horton, Jackson Northwest, Manchester, Jackson, and Napoleon. The schools they represented. Winning times, 5 minute, 31 second. Second place, 5:34. Third, 5:39 for Haley Ellis out of Leslie. So very impressive finishing times for those young ladies. And here now in the boys' version of the same event.
Great race out front. We've got Aaron Miller from Western, followed closely by Andrew Frome, freshman from Vandercook Lake. They look like they've kicked it in. I think this is going to be a 2-guy race.
Indeed it is. Miller and Frome, neck and neck. Oh my goodness, is this going to be this tight down the stretch? Frome pulling away. Frome has that extra horsepower. He's way out in front now. What a finish by Frome.
Just a great run there.
Coming in strong. And nice finishes for all of these runners. As we'll pin things up here. game's at risk of being overtaken in the last leg of the race here.
Nice kick there on the end by
Oh, and
Mackenzie
he is
Sweeney.
indeed.
Sorry, Keegan Sweeney. That's impressive. Even though they knew they were not going to win the race, to see that heart and that hustle. Great finish. Keegan Sweeney.
Yeah, you know, I always say that's the attitude you have to have towards life. You might not be fighting for the top job right now or the top spot in the race of life at that moment, but each step you have to fight for the top spot you can get, and that's one of the most valuable, beautiful things about high school sports is it teaches young individuals who are tomorrow members of society how to fight for the best spot and how to be better people and treat each other with respect. And it's awesome to see that playing out on the field and get excited for that to be happening out in the world in just a short while.
Absolutely. Got to finish strong. Tomorrow's leaders, future leaders out here. Not just in athletics, but in life.
The 4x100 about to get underway. Girls first, then the boys. Pat, any thoughts on this? Jackson, Manchester, Hanover, Horton, Grass Lake, Western, Northwest, Concord, Michigan Center, and Vandercook Lake competing.
Well, Jackson High has a season best time of 49.22 seconds. That's 2 seconds, a full 2.5 seconds better than the next closest competitor, Manchester. Look for Jackson High to win this race. But Manchester, Hanover, Horton, Grass Lake, Parma Western, Jackson, Northwest, Concord, Michigan Center, Vandercook Lake, all should be right in the mix behind Jackson High. And again, that comes down to that relay. You know, if Jackson High is able to have 4 clean handoffs, they probably win the race. But just even a little bobble or a little hesitation, that 2 seconds that they've had the advantage of is swallowed up.
About to get underway here. And the whistle is sounded to signify they are prepared. This should be an exciting one here, Pat.
Yep, 4x100. It's the premier event. There's the gun.
They're off and away. Vandercook Lake starting way out front, being overtaken right now by Michigan Center. There's the change. Jordan Richardson.
I was watching Jackson High in the middle of the track. Very smooth transition. There's the bobble we talked about, though, on that third leg.
That's big trouble. Coming into the final leg of the race. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, Monty Newells is gone.
Yeah, she's gone.
Hello and
Look at
goodbye.
that. Look at that stride.
There
It's
goes
perfect.
Jay High. Unbelievable. Wow. And now a battle for second, third, and fourth positioning. I'm not sure who came up with that one. That was really tight.
It's a great race by Jackson High. They overcame that little bit of a bobble there in the third transition, third handoff.
That's so impressive.
They were way out in front.
Newells again with an unbelievable finish there in the anchor position.
Now, I know we have absolutely no say in athlete of the night, but for me, Newells and Robertson so far on the girls' side have really stood out. Boys, we've had quite a few different runners make a big impact.
I'd say Fromm and Kretzinger are notable athletes on the boys' side.
I think you've got a special place in your heart for Kretzinger because that's the call that's going to live forever.
He's a nice guy.
Good athlete, good basketball player.
He's a great athlete.
Fast.
Got a beautiful future ahead of him. Bright guy. It's important. Good example.
Getting ready to start the boys 4x100 meter relay. Concord coming in with the fastest time in the county this year, 44.2, followed by Parma Western, Springport, Grass Lake, Jackson High, East Jackson, Hanover Horton, and Leslie. 4 seconds separate the fastest time of Concord, 44.2, down to Leslie with the 8th fastest time in the county this year, 48.08. Should be a good race. And there's the gun. We're underway, 4x100.
Hanover Horton, obviously, starting in the back of the pack, starting up top. Leslie and the Blackhawks. First handoff away. Look at the burst and the speed right there. Unbelievable. Moving out ahead very quickly. Looks like that's Western. Another series of changes. One left to go here in the 4x100. Look at that burgundy uniform way out in front. Is that Concord pursuing right behind them, though? Here's the change, and they're going to go neck and neck right down to the finish. Here comes Concord High School. There they go to victory. What a comeback by Concord High.
Yeah, they had a little bit of ground to make up there on that fourth leg, Concord.
Vincent Giuliano, the anchor right there.
Vincent Giuliano.
Jeff Steers writes for us on JTV.tv, covering all kinds of great Jackson County athletes, and he did an article specifically about Giuliano. I believe you were with me during football season when he set the school record for rushing yards in a contest for Concord High School. He's been a blast to cover.
Yeah, he's a solid all-around athlete. He showed his speed right there. You know, going to the fourth leg, it looked like Western was going to be able to pull off the upset, but Giuliano raced through that last 100. Wonderful race right there. Do they have the final results of the girls 4x100 up yet?
They don't yet.
Okay. Sorry for jumping the gun on you. I just
It's okay. I'm excited too.
wanted to see who got second, third, and fourth there. We know Jackson High won first place.
So right now coming up is the girls' 400-meter run. Audrey Dingy, Kayla Johnson, Lily Beeman, Reagan Fazakis, Renee Kutcha, Alexis Bergesser, Emily Smolowski, Brooklyn Slate, and Abby Spencer running in this one. They represent Vandercook, Jackson, East Jackson, Hanover Horton, Lumen Christi, Grass Lake, Napoleon, East Jackson, and Lumen Christi.
Girls 400-meter run. One time around the track, as fast as you can. Renee Kucha, Lumen Christi with the fastest time in the area. 2 seconds ahead of Alexis Bergasser from Grass Lake. Well, the rain held off, Gabe. They've got the lights on here at Withington. Pretty solid atmosphere overlooking Dungy Field.
It's a beautiful night here in Jackson, Michigan. Good night to be out here for the Selby Classic. I'm excited about it.
Did you run track and field back at Stockbridge?
You know what? I started to run track and field my freshman, sophomore, and junior year of high school, all 3 years. And all 3 years, I rolled my ankle in the first week of track and quit. All 3 years. I started to run and then rolled my ankle. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. And that's my track and field story. So I never played a spring sport. I always just sat on my couch and played Madden and wished that I was John Madden.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
Just being really honest. We're just really
I
putting it out
appreciate
there
it,
right now.
especially after your finish strong and lessons for life and never giving up if you're not in first place.
You're going to hit me with that on TV?
If only the earlier you knew what the later you knew, you would have fought through those turned ankles and finished strong for the season.
I feel like I benefited from my time playing Madden. I'm here. I didn't just play Madden. I muted the TV and called the game.
Girls are in the blocks waiting on the gun for the 400-meter. One time around the track as fast as you can.
We're underway. Abby Spencer way up front for Jackson Christian, being overtaken quickly. Might see a few lead changes here. Allison Rand. Also representing Jackson Lumen Christi here today. Renee Kutcha on the track with great pace.
Kucha looks really strong here. She comes in with the best time, 2 seconds clear of the field. We'll see if she can keep that season-long form.
Neck and neck coming down to the finish. Warriors and the Titans. Bergesser doing battle with Kucha. Looks like the Titans have it just edging out the Warriors right there.
I thought Bergesser was going to be able to pull off the upset there.
I did too.
Kucha just able to pull off the victory. Great race by those two young ladies, as well as everybody else in the race.
You're the start area for the cruiser race. Next up is the boys. 400-meter run. Scheduled to run are Nathan Burke from Western, Kyle Owen, and Roberton.
Welcome back here on JTV and JTV.tv. It's the James R. Selby Memorial Track and Field Classic here today. Excited to be bringing you the action here live. Taking a look at the events we've had so far, we are now down to event number 24 on the day. It's the boys 400-meter run. Competing, Stockbridge has 2 runners, Western has 2, Vandercook has 2. Hanover Horton is represented here, as well as Homer and Manchester. Isaac Lance and Luke Swajan for Stockbridge. Darius Dukes running for Vandercook, along with Clifford Adams. For Western, David Dustin and Nathan Burke. For Hanover Horton, Kyle Owen. For Homer, Trevor Regal. And for Manchester, Kelvin Daniels. Pat, they're down in the block, and they're ready to get underway here on the boys' 400-meter run.
Nathan Burke from Western, fastest time in the county this year, 52:25.
Gun sounds, and they are off. Kelvin Daniels has to battle off a slew of runners. He remains in first at this point.
Burke pulls ahead entering the home stretch.
Burke with some space.
Darius Dukes challenging.
Dukes. Burke. Coming down to the wire. Looks like Burke has it. And the finish. Burke looks like he got it right there in the boys' 400-meter run. Lance Swaysion, Dukes, Dustin, Burke, Owen, Adams, Regal, and Daniels running right there.
That was a great race by Burke and everyone else in there. Just an absolute all heart, one time around the track, as fast as you can. Great race. I thought Dukes was going to overtake him.
And that was a barn burner right there. Taking a look back at some of our field events here today. The boys high jump finishing at 6'1". Matt Venezio from Western. And the girls long jump. Ellery Cure winning for Hanover Horton. 15:09 the final. And the boys long jump. Micah Kretzinger, 21:09 final. The girls high jump. Aslan Williams from Hanover Horton finishing with 5. Girls discus, 105.01. Jennifer Sherwood out of Grass Lake with a win. And the boys discus out of Western, Brady Yoakum, 143.08. And the girls shot put, 36 feet, 1 inch. Maddie Hernandez out of Jackson Northwest. And in the boys, 51.10. Tyler Oxley out of Western. Wow, that's impressive. Garrett Plate finished with 48. So did Jamal Case, and Brady Yoakum finished with 45. So the boys' 400-meter run was our 24th event here today. Next up is the girls' 300-meter hurdles. In the girls' 400-meter run, your results are in. Kutcha with a win for the Titans, 57-71.
Hello to everybody out there in Google Hangouts.
Yeah, hi Google Hangouts. We're live here.
Bring it back.
Yeah, on JTV.tv.
Hand signal.
Give us a signal there, producer AJ. No, just kidding. Don't do that. That was a joke. Don't do that. I'm going to bring us back on TV here in just a couple of seconds. What do you think? I'm going to share this on social media so people can tune in live. What do you think I should say?
I think that you should just hurry up and bring it back because they're in the gate.
All right. That's valid. Welcome back here on JTV and JTV.tv. Well, this is the event we've kind of been waiting for all day. Few fantastic athletes right here in the girls' 800-meter run, including Allison Rand, who is committed to the University of Tennessee.
Judy Rector. She gets scratched.
Looks like they scratched Rector from this race. So not nearly as hype as we thought.
Yeah, this was going to be the Division One matchup between Rector and Rand. We might be able to get an update from our producer. Does look like.
Yeah, something cut that from the broadcast. You know, the part where we hyped it up and then they weren't in the race. Anyhow, here we go. The girls' 800-meter run about to get underway. And with that firing signal, here we go. For Lumen Christie and the Titans, Allison Rand representing them. Kaylee Sandoval representing the Grass Lake Warriors. Hanover Horton's Kelly Fielder, as well as Chrissy Johnson representing the Comets. Springport being represented by Ryan Overweg. Concord by Riley Weeks. Western by Aaron Lewis. Concord by Skylar Thompson. And Lumen Christie again being represented by Lily Beebe.
Allison Rand way out in front of the pack early for Lumen Christie. She has committed to run for the Tennessee Volunteers next year. Division I runner. Showing her form here in the first lap of the 800-meter run.
She's way out in front.
Sandoval from Grass Lake. Respectable second place right there. Still one lap to go. Pack has spread itself out a little bit.
Just a bit. Rand is way out in front and continues to grow that enormous lead. She's been an impressive athlete the whole time she's been at Lumen Christie.
Well, if you're a Tennessee Volunteer fan, you've got one heck of a runner coming down your way, Allison Rand.
Absolutely, and I'm confident that she'll represent the Jackson area and Lumen Christie so well in the SEC at the University of Tennessee.
Imagine that. Jackson, Michigan, Division I runner, SEC.
I don't know how long we have to wait before we can start comparing her to other Tennessee greats. We have to wait a while, right? I can't start right now, can I?
No, I don't think so. I think you got to give her at least one college race.
That's fair. It'd be fun, but I'm going to hold off.
She is going to win the 800-meter by almost 100 meters.
That's so impressive.
Very great race. And I'll tell you what, Sandoval, very impressive in second place here.
Yeah, we haven't seen Sandoval turn in anything close to a bad time yet. And the end of this race, neck and neck for places 4 through 6 right here. They'll finish very nicely as things now coming to an end in the girls' 800-meter run here on JTV and JTV.tv. That means it'll be time now for the boys' 800-meter run. We'll have the results in from the girls' 800-meter run momentarily. Pat, again, I would like to thank our sponsors here today of this broadcast, Trips Auto Shop and Trips Ceramic Pro, Emmons Service, Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, Heather Herndon, Hampton Funeral Homes, Aspen 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, and America's Preferred Home Warranty.
So the boys 800 meter coming up. A couple familiar names. Looks like we've got on the list right now. We've got Micah Beauregard from Stockbridge, Andrew Fromm from Vandercook Lake, Gene Hendrickson from Jackson Lumen Christi, Andy Swihart, Hanover Horton, Hunter Miller, Hanover Horton, Jackson Casper from Leslie, Jacob Campbell, Grass Lake, Logan Coleman from Parma Western. You know what's great about that updated scoring, live time scoring that you've got there, Gabe? If somebody doesn't make it or somebody is scratched, it's got the live time update. Does that list look accurate still?
It looks right-ish. Sort of.
Beauregard, Stockbridge, fastest time this year in the county. He went under 2 minutes. The only runner in Jackson County to go under 2 minutes this year in the 800. That's saying something, Gabe. Flying 159.27. We've seen Fromm pull off the upset a little earlier.
Yeah, I'm excited to see these two go head-to-head yet again.
Fromm's best time so far this year, just over 2 minutes. He went 2 minutes, 1 second, and 11 tenths. The boys are jogging up to the starting blocks, getting set for one of the highlight events of the 2019 James R. Selby Classic, brought to you by JTV Sports. Future legend of broadcasting, Gabriel Schray. Follow him at, Schray Guy on Twitter?
You're going to ruin it.
No, I'm not ruining anything.
You're
Schray Guy
ruining
on Twitter. What else we got?
It's Schray Guy on Insta, Twitter.
I found your Facebook page to be pretty interesting as well. Get some good original content on there.
Yeah, it's at Schray Guy on Facebook as well. Gabriel Schray, sports broadcaster. If you haven't liked JTV on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to do that.
Also find that both of those are great follows.
Yeah, JTV Jackson on everything. JTV Sports 1 on Facebook. And JTV_sports on Twitter.
You know what you'll never find on a JTV feed or story or broadcast? Negativity. Isn't it refreshing in today's age to have a media outlet so committed to positivity and telling good, wholesome stories?
Well, I always say it's the JTV way.
The JTV way.
You know, it's Jackson based, it's 100% local, and it's 100% positive. There's not a lot of media outlets like that, and it would be a shame. Thank goodness we live in a community where all of the leaders and everyone embrace JTV and celebrate it for what it is instead of saying anything negative about it, because it is such a valuable resource for Jackson County.
I wish the JTV way would go viral. Here's the runners come through. They're nearing their first 400 meters.
Who's that way out in front there, Pat? Stockbridge Panther.
That would probably be Beauregard then, right?
Yeah, it's Micah Beauregard way out front. He's got the lead sealed up.
Yeah, he's way out there. You know, you wonder about Fromm. He's ran in quite a few. He put it all on the line earlier in the, what was that, the 1600?
I believe so.
Yeah, Beauregard's not going to be caught tonight.
Beauregard coming into this final turn. I think the Panthers might be safe to start celebrating now. Unbelievable.
They are going crazy out in Stockbridge.
He's going to beat 2 minutes.
The bridge.
The bridge, they're celebrating. Beauregard with the Jets, with a burst. The strong finish.
Schray Guy is
155 on
his
the
feet.
clock.
He is on his feet. Schray Guy.
Oh my goodness, Pat. 159 and 0.2 of a second. What was the time he turned in?
159 and 2700. So we're going to have to go down to the second decimal point.
That might be his best time of the year. That is unbelievable.
This is final call. Girls have raised. Second call.
Gabe, that's got to make you feel good as a graduate of the Stockbridge High School athletic system and the educational system to see one of your own. I got to believe Micah Beauregard has a chance to replace you as the, what were you voted? The 154th most popular
Least.
alum?
Least is the word you're looking for.
Beauregard. Never mind.
The least
Beauregard's going
popular.
to be way more. I thought you had been voted one of the top 154 most popular alums from Stockbridge.
No, least likely to succeed, least popular. I'll tell you what, I don't talk about it too much during football season. Football is such a different game to broadcast than an event like this is. But this is a good opportunity. You keep bringing up the fact that I'm from Stockbridge and talking about the athletic system out there. So I do want to give a plug to Stockbridge Athletics and specifically a coach out there, the head coach of the high school football team, Jeremy Killinger. Time and time again, I talk to parents and coaches and athletes, and it's funny, we live in a day and age where parents have this toxic mentality about high school sports, and they think that winning is important, and everyone thinks that, my child is the best athlete ever, and why isn't my child getting more playtime, da-da-da. And it's refreshing for me, as an adult to see a lot of coaches and hear their perspective and kind of get to see it from this weird third-person point of view where I'm not directly involved. Jeremy Killinger, the head coach of the Stockbridge High School football team, changed my life and has changed so many lives because he values building individuals over building a team. And, you may hate that. You may not like that as a sports fan, but as a sports fan who understands the difference between professional, college, and high school athletics, I love that. That's what high school athletics are about. Playtime is great. Having fun is super important, but changing who you are and learning life lessons should be the number one focus of high school sports. And there's a guy out there in Stockbridge, Michigan that doesn't get a lot of love in the media that really is making a difference in a lot of people's lives where there may not be a lot of people who have that opportunity to make a difference in kids' lives.
Well said. Well said.
You weren't ready for that, were you?
It hit me where it hit me in the feels.
Yeah,
Gabe.
think about that for a minute. We can get back to that.
It hit me in the feels, Gabe. But what we got coming out there on the track is one of the events we've definitely been looking forward to. We get another chance to see Amani Newells from Jackson High in the 200-meter dash.
Yeah, this is event 29 and 30 on the night. The girls coming first, then the boys in the 200-meter dash. So we've got Lumen Christi, East Jackson, Leslie, Northwest, Jackson High, Manchester, Jackson High again, East Jackson and Homer represented. That's Rogers, Slate, Rees, Reynolds, Newells, Humphrey, Patton, Johnson, and McCone. They're underway, and Newells is on fire. Are you kidding me? I'll tell you what, Pat.
She wins this race. She wraps up, for me, the female performer of the meet. She
Holy
is way
cow.
out in front. She's got a 20-meter lead, 100 meters into it.
With a burst.
She's got it on cruise control now.
With the Jets. She's gone. That's unbelievable.
Not even close.
It's like watching a home run derby, and she's just hitting them left and right. Unstoppable.
Just a remarkable athlete that young woman is.
So much fun to watch. Now the boys are up. We've got Columbia Central, Northwest, Western, Napoleon, Concord, Northwest again, Jay High, and Western twice more. Representing those schools are Ronders, Lewis, Varlin, Weatherspoon, Giuliano, Case, Kretzinger, Embry, and Bloomfield. Keep an eye on Micah Kretzinger right here. Giuliano and Kretzinger are going to be an intense matchup right here in the 200, Pat. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. Giuliano, fastest time this year.
Our producer, AJ Peavy, is buckling his seatbelt down in front of us, strapping himself to the camera and the tripod. He's about to be blown away by this one.
Should be a fun event to watch. One of those events when the Summer Olympics comes around, you're glued to the TV for that 200. Usain Bolt. Absolutely glued to the TV. I'm glued to the screen right now. For the boys 200-meter dash here at the 2019 James R. Selby Classic. Brought to you by JTV Sports and our wonderful sponsors. Gabe, you got a chance to give them a little plug before they...
There's always a chance to give our sponsors a plug. Trips Auto Shop and Trips Ceramic Pro, Emmons Service, Howard Anna Real Estate Services, Heather Herndon, Hampton Funeral Homes, Aspen One Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, and America's Preferred Home Warranty.
Brent Bashitsky over at Aspen 1 Hour Heating likes to call himself the hottest cool guy in town.
It's a bad pun.
It is a bad pun, but it's
I do
working
like it,
for
though.
him.
It's catchy.
It's working for
It's
him.
catchy. Did you write that down somewhere? There's the signal. Speaking of hot and cold, here comes a heated race, a heated contest. Giuliano and Kretzinger neck and neck, just as we thought. Giuliano has the edge, coming down the stretch, pulling out in front, pulling away. Looks like he's got it wrapped up. Indeed, he does. Hello and goodbye to Concord High School. How impressive was that?
Great race by Vincent Giuliano. I believe that was Jalen Case, actually, that was neck and neck with him.
This is final call for girls and boys in the 3,200-meter run. Second call, girls and boys 1,600-meter relays. Final call, girls and boys 3,200-meter run. Second call, girls and boys.
We'll take a break here on JTV and JTV.tv and be right back with more track and field.